Let me ask you something. Have you noticed how summers have felt hotter than they used to? Or how wildfires seem to last longer every year? At some point, those things stop feeling like coincidences. That's what made me start paying attention to global warming. Not because it's all over the news, but because it's starting to affect everyday life. And today, I want to talk about why this issue actually matters, what's causing it, and what we realistically can do about it. Now, the problem is that global warming is basically the long-term increase in the Earth's temperature. And yes, the planet has always gone through natural climate changes, but what's happening now is different. The Earth has warmed a little to over 1 degree Celsius in the last century. Now, that doesn't sound like much, but even small temperature changes throw entire systems out of balance. That's why we're seeing more heat waves, stronger storms, rising sea levels, and more intense wildfires. Now, if you live in California, you've definitely felt this already. Fire seasons are lasting longer, droughts are more serious, and the air quality gets so bad that some days you're told not to go outside. Now, this isn't something that's happening far away. I mean, it's happening right here. And people who feel it the most are usually the ones who have like the fewest resources to deal with it or to, find an answer to their issues. And we're going to talk about what's causing it. Why is this happening? The biggest reasons is the way that we produce and the way we use energy. When we burn fossil fuels like oil, coal, and gas, whether that's for, electricity, cars, or factories, we're actually releasing carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Now that carbon will trap heat, and over time it just builds up and it makes the planet warmer. This is called the greenhouse effect. And while it's a natural process, humans are making it so much more intense than it should be. Another issue is deforestation. Trees absorb carbon dioxide. So when forests are like cleared for development or agriculture, we are losing one of the planet's best natural defenses against this. Now, the important thing to understand is that this isn't just speculation. Scientists around the world agree that human activity is the main cause of the current global warming. Now, this isn't about politics. This is strictly about evidence. Now, why this matters to us, to the people, it's easy to think climate change is something that's like abstract or something that's distant, later on that we don't have to deal with, but it directly affects our futures. As temperatures continue to rise and food becomes more expensive because crops are harder to grow, heat waves make certain jobs more dangerous. Coastal cities are facing flooding. Health risks are increasing, especially for children and for like older adults. And for our generation, this isn't just an environmental issue, it's a quality of life issue. The choices that are being made right now will determine what kind of world we're living in 10, 20, or 30 years from now, honestly. Ignoring the problem, it doesn't protect us from it. It just makes the consequences much harder to avoid. Now, what we can do is that global warming is not impossible to address. One of the biggest solutions would be switching to renewable energy. Renewable energy, solar or wind. These energy sources don't release greenhouse gases, and they're becoming more affordable and accessible. Another solution is using energy more efficiently. Better public transportation, energy sufficient buildings, and technology that just wastes less power. On a larger scale, governments and corporations need to be held accountable for their emissions. That means, supporting climate policies, paying attention to where companies get their energy from, and voting with both our ballots and our wallets. No one is really expecting one person to fix climate change, but collective effort creates real change. Now, for me, learning about global warming changed how I see my own role. It made me realize that even small choices, like how much energy I use or even what I support, it actually matters. I know I'm not perfect, but I try to be more aware and more intentional. And I think that mindset shift is where change will really start. Now, I guess to conclude, global warming isn't some distant threat that we'll just deal with later. It's already shaping the world we live in. I mean, look at if you've been waking up every morning, you see how foggy it is. You saw how that's literally because of global warming. Every morning, you can't even see like 10 feet in front of you. I'm driving with my headlights on and I can barely see in front of me. I have to use the markers on the side to make sure I'm staying in my lane because I can't see anything. And that's because I have to get up for work at like 4 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning. I'm on the road 4:30 a.m. I can't see anything in front of me. Now, just because stuff like this is happening, it's not a lost cause. We have the knowledge, the technology, and the ability, all of us, to make better choices. The real question is really just whether we're willing to take responsibility now or wait until the consequences leave us with just no options. If we choose awareness, action, and accountability, we can protect the future that we're all going to share. Thank you.